What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley. I am David.
I'm Connor.
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot. We've been watching it rain for the last 2 weeks. It feels like
It's raining.
At least when we want to race.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? It's rained enough today too. Jeez, it I asked somebody at work at one point today if they had their life jacket at work because it was coming down and it was our whole parking lot was starting to look like it was about to flood. The drain couldn't keep up out there, so but no, it's been nasty. Been nasty for sure. I mean, I guess we need it around here, but we don't need it on Saturdays.
Yeah. And I didn't think this Saturday was going to be, I thought we were going to be okay, looking at the forecast.
Yeah.
I thought we might get some rain, but it kind of settled in a steady light rain there.
Ron Barfield told us that even if it would have stopped, that the humidity in the dew point was just high enough that we wouldn't ever got that track dry anyway. So yeah, as you can tell, we went to Dillon Motor Speedway this past weekend and got in. I got in one round of practice. Well, open practice, and then one round. Did you get in 2 rounds?
I got into, yeah. I was the last car on the track before it started raining.
Yeah, it was raining. I thought your dad was telling you to come in, and Connor's like, "Nah, I'm gonna get a good lap."
Trying to scuff those tires in a little bit, but yeah, I got in too, but that's all we got.
Oh well, and then it started raining, and we sat around a little while thinking we might get to race, but it didn't happen. So we'll be back at it here soon. I know this weekend Florence Motor Speedway is racing. Challengers or Chargers not racing this weekend. I have to look at it here in a few minutes and go through it and see what's on the schedule. But I know the weekend after that, your rainout race, I guess, from last weekend, a week ago, y'all getting to do a double at Florence Motor Speedway, which I'd like to go run, but we got to figure some stuff out. Told Chad that I was like, dude, I'd like to go run it if we can get something figured out. I want to so bad. We still having some. The only thing we can figure is rear end troubles, and it's been rebuilt and everything else. And I don't know, it's confusing us. I know that. So, but anyway, how'd you feel about your car out there the other day?
Yeah.
I know you were going to run late model.
Yeah, we were going to try late model. I felt like we were pretty good. And that last run, I think we ran as quite as good as we wanted to, but scuffing tires back around that usually takes a couple laps to get them back.
You were getting faster and faster.
But I don't know. I would have liked to see. I think we would have been all right. I think we could have. It'd have been a little bit longer race, so I think that might would have played into our hands a little bit. But I was feeling pretty good. I was excited to go try it.
Yeah. For some reason, long races fall into your hands there.
Yeah.
That's your style there.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I would have liked to race. Felt like we had a pretty good car, but didn't happen, unfortunately.
Didn't happen. Not for us either. I did not feel like I had a good car, and well, what's so bad is we changed everything. Chad changed. He changed truck arm. We had a bent truck arm somehow. We don't know how. Nothing been wrecked in the past year. No, I mean, and that seemed to help our entry issues like tremendously, but our exit issues are not fixed. So, and they're bad issues too. So, I don't know. Is what it is. One of them things. We'll figure it out. Got a few things we want to talk about. Me and Connor were just kind of highlighting it here over before the show. And I want to point it out because our friends over at Florence Motor Speedway, they're on tap, Steve and Brian, owner and general manager of Florence Motor Speedway, on their podcast this past week. They went kind of pointed out the elephant in the room of 1, low car counts, to low attendance. And so, I want to, as a racer and a fan, let's throw back out some ideas to be constructive. I'm tell you right off the bat, I don't want to tear down any track, because we appreciate any and every track that's trying to run and put on racing and give us a place to race, because that's what we want to do. So we don't want to tear down a track, and really this was kind of a last minute idea for, after I listened to their podcast from last week. I'm like, man, let's go over a little bit of this stuff. Well, the elephant in the room, basically, like I said, low car counts, low fan attendance, and it's not just set at Florence Motor Speedway. By no means. It's, Connor was just saying, you're watching on, I think, Flow and stuff.
That looking through Flow and Race Monitor and everything, you kind of one hand the tracks, it looked like they had a pretty good night.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was the case even 2 or 3 years ago. I felt like there was kind of a resurgence, and it was kind of coming back, and I don't know if it's all fell on its face right now.
Well, it was kind of like the Cars Tour came back, all of a sudden Dale Jr., it all kind of fell hand in hand. Dale Jr. kind of stepped back into the late model world. Cars Tour, they bought the Cars Tour. That was kind of becoming the big thing, I guess. And it did. It took off.
You had 15, 20 late model stocks everywhere, every track.
And you're 100% right. And so now, and they said it on their show, so I'm just using their show as an example because they talked about it. They're talking about, and it was 6-7 cars every class past couple weeks.
Right.
That's including late model stocks. That's including Charger, mini
trucks,
stock trucks. And the bad thing is, trucks are like that. Trucks is like there's 7 or 8. You can go to Florence, there's 6, 7, 8 trucks. You can go Dillon, there's 6, 7, 8 trucks. There's only about 1, maybe 2 of them that run each track. Yeah. I'm like, come on, let's just everybody get together, come to some tracks, and go back and forth. We're not racing on the same weekend here, but it's the same with the Charger cars.
Oh
yeah. And Brian Voss was picking at me. He said, man, you can't come run with us. I'm like, dude, I want to so bad. I was like, that is my plan. Yeah. And I've told Connor first year, it is my plan to go race over there. I said, we have tore up more stuff and haven't raced anything. I said, we're on our 3rd motor, done had to rebuild rear end, and we have raced 1 time. So, it has just been we have been on the struggle bus as far as parts and pieces for some reason this year. I told your dad and Chad the other day, I don't know if you heard me. I said, I walked in the trailer. I think I walked in your trailer to borrow a spring. And I looked at it, I said, y'all ever heard? I said, y'all know the Batmobile, right? They said, yeah. I said, mine's the borrowed mobile.
Parts from everywhere.
I'm telling you, dude, it's been something else. We throw something else on it and try it every time. I don't know. So, anyway, all right. Let's start with car counts, I guess. So, because that's what we're talking about. Low car counts. I'm going to tell you, I personally think, and it's not necessarily one thing, but I told Connor today that I called to price some springs, some ratchet springs, and a coilover spring. Dude, prices on everything are at an all-time high. Mm-hmm. Springs, pretty much just springs, just because that's why I looked today, have almost doubled in price. Everything, just across the board, have almost doubled. Don't matter what kind of spring you're talking about, whether it be that ratchet spring or that coilover spring, they've almost doubled in price.
Every month, too. Every time you check it, it's going up.
Yeah, it's going up a couple dollars. And I get it. I understand why it's doing it. but it's not helping us from a racer standpoint. Let's see, fuel prices. Fortunately, there are some. As far as our fuel for trucks getting to track, they're kind of stabilized and actually coming down a little bit. So fortunately, that's good. I'm trying to think. Tire prices. Fortunately, Charger division kind of set. That's good. How y'all bought new tires?
Mm-hmm.
How are new tire prices?
I think they're climbing, but not as much as everything else. But they were expensive anyway. I mean,
Right.
I mean,
they're high.
Yeah, I'll say they're at least $800, $900.
Yeah,
that's it.
Okay. So, and I'll tell you this: I had to buy 20 gallons of fuel at the track the other day, and I said after I bought. Now that's a lot of fuel. I get that, and I'm not going to use all that. Hopefully. But my problem is, say typically we buy 10 gallons, and a lot of tracks make you buy 10 gallons. Once you buy tires and fuel, it is hard at this point, and pay to get in the gate. It's hard to break even. And
Possible, almost.
It is. Unless you're winning everything, you can't break even. And as a racer, we want to know that we can go to the track and we're not just digging in our pocket. We understand we're not in racing to make money.
No, that's right. It's not a money-making business.
Yes, we understand that. We understand totally that we're not going to make money at this. That is... We know we're going to end up spending more than we ever, and we know at the end of the day, when you combine everything that we have to get, as far as I had to buy a new tent. Fortunately, we got a good price on it, but I mean, that's something that's not ever going to be covered in.
Well, you'd like to see at least your race day expenses covered by payout, but
you'd like to see
the race day expenses have gone up and the payout has
not
stayed the same.
It's not.
Yeah.
It has stayed the same. It has stayed the same for many years now. And so, I don't know. There's got to be something, I think, done about that. I think, personally, one place that tracks might can. Now, I'm not running track. I'm just looking at what I hear, because obviously a lot of people are not going to go tell the track owners this. But I feel like I can. They may get mad at me over it. I don't know. Pretty much the minimum it costs us to get in a gate per person is what, $40, I think it is. Now we can buy the license at these other lot of tracks, and it's $10 less. The problem is, most of the time, if you figure it up, and just sit and throw the track under the bus, if you buy the license, as opposed to paying the $10 more, well, the price for the license pretty much just makes up that $10 per week.
Well, coupled with the fact, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing, but you got some tracks are NASCAR, some tracks are independent, some tracks are URAs. You pretty much got to buy a license at every track.
Yes. So
at least where we're at.
Right.
At least around
in our area, you got to either buy each track license or pay the extra money. So I don't know. The way I'm seeing it right now, it's not mattering, but it's too high to get in the gate, in my opinion. I feel like in the pits, let's say, every car, and I think you'd agree with me, it's hard to go to the track. It's possible, but it's hard to go to the track with just you and one other person.
Oh, yeah.
You typically at least need two with you. A lot of times it's just me and my dad. Fortunately, we've got a good system around where we are. There's always somebody around to help.
Right.
And I mean, we got a bunch of friends around there. We all help each other because that's what we do. But the average car needs 3 to 4 people. Especially, I would say a late model stock, you probably gonna need, 4 or 5.
Anything you have to mount up tires takes
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
And work them.
And it takes time, and we don't have a lot of time, so we have to have people to justify that. Well, at that point, when you pay in to get everybody in the gate, it just costs so much. I'm gonna throw out something constructive. I hope that I think that I told Connor. I feel like you can cut these gate prices, or say if you want to sell the license to them, and then cut that gate price a good bit. I mean, like in half. Like if you say you buy the license, say it's, I don't know, what does Florence get in the pits?
I think it's 50.
Is it 50 now? 50 a person. If we could pay $25 to get in the pits, say we have to buy the license for that, but if you could pay $25 to get in the pit, I feel like you're going to make more money because you're going to end up having more people there. You're going to more than double what is in those pits, I feel like. Plus, you're going to have the people who don't buy the license, and you're still going to make the money there. I feel like, and I know a lot of, and I'm not saying they're making a ton off of it by no means, but I feel like also maybe let the drivers in free, maybe. And I know that happens a lot of times in like Legends and Bandoleros. Yeah. That's great. Well, let's let driver in free in other classes too. Another thing I'm not necessarily opposed to, let's lower these gate prices. Get the car in. I'm not necessarily opposed to having a car entry fee. It used to be like that, and payouts were pretty good when pit prices were low. As long as that price is low, then you can pay a little more for that particular car entry fee, and then the payout be good. Okay, we can work with that. I don't think they're making a ton off fuel, as far as markup or tires per se. But man, whatever you can help on that's going to help.
Yeah.
And I think you got to make your money on the people, the amount of people, and the concession stands in the infield. We'll get to the stands here in a little while. I don't know what else you think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't want to get people to get the wrong idea. We're not just here complaining.
No.
It's so much more fun when there's more cars and more people.
Yes.
So it feels more exciting, and we just want to get back to that. I mean, because it's not depressing, but it's, I mean, you get what I'm saying?
Whenever, for sure.
You just build so much more excitement when there's people there.
Well, the racing is more exciting because, say, I mean, it happens. A lot of times the leader is... Jason, I have said the same thing, brother. That racing is the only sport that you have to pay to put on a show for somebody else. I've said that many times. I don't. Yeah, I'm with you on that. The racing's exciting, even if somebody just checks out on the field. Which you got more racing in the field.
Well, it's like the problems are feeding off each other. Nobody wants to go watch. There's only 7 cars.
That's exactly right.
But maybe more people would come if there was more people in the stands. I don't know. I think we could have a whole show talking about just how much it is to get a race car to the track.
Oh yes,
and a race car. That's two things. I think the cost it takes to get the race car to the track is going up
astronomically,
stupidly, right? So that's one problem, and then the other problem is the part it takes to just go through a race day.
Well, this is
like they're feeding off each other, and it's just spiraling.
You're
away from the average guy that just trying to race.
You're 100% correct, and this is the way I see it. And it don't always work like this because sponsors are not knocking on our doors to jump on our cars by no means. But the way I've always seen it, or the way I see it now, is like, look, the stuff in the shop, that's the money that the sponsor or whoever, footing the bill, that's what that's got to be able to take care of. The stuff at the track, we need to be able to break even on.
Yeah. And even if not, I mean, it's not, like we said, it's not a money-making venture.
Oh, no.
We do it because we love to do it. But, you don't want to just be doing everything you can just to keep your head above water.
Well, you can't be shelling out. Nobody can around here. I mean, especially running the lower divisions. We can't be shelling out $1,000, $1,500 a weekend. We can't do it.
No, I mean, and I think that's what the late models were able to survive a little while. But nobody in the support classes can do that. I mean, that's
no. And I think that's one of the reasons we were even seeing like late model stocks fall off. It's getting tough. I mean, there were some big money there were some guys with some money behind them that I know there's like, man, I can't keep up with the quote unquote NASCAR money now.
And I think that's part of it. I mean, some people won't like it, but I think these rental rides have done a number. I mean, how many legend cars do you see where it's, father and son and friends taking them to the racetrack?
Not many anymore.
Not many up front, at least.
No,
it's all such and such motorsports, such and such, racing.
That's right.
So I think that's. I mean, I know that's good for some people because if you never have anything to do with racing, it probably is cheaper to do it that way.
Oh yeah.
But I think
it's going to teach you
some
more.
unintended consequences have been that there's nobody outside of that.
That's
and
right.
and once people stop wanting to pay the money to rent a ride, you've killed off all the other people who own race cars. So
100%.
I don't know. There's so many. I like I said, I wish I could just snap my fingers and tell you the solution.
Well,
but
that's the thing is like that. I don't know how you put that genie back in.
that's exactly how you do any of it. I mean, look at this late model stock right here.
Yeah.
Bump stops. It's probably been in the wind tunnel.
Oh yes.
There's
For sure.
dedicated shot guys with. It's just. I don't know. Like I said, what do you say?
Well, the problem
it's all gone out of proportion.
What is trickling down now, and what we're seeing now, because of what's happening in, say, late model stock, all those prices of everything in a late model stock are going up. Well, the problem is for us that run Charger, well, we essentially have to buy those same parts. Whether it be used or a lower level of it, but the prices are still going up because of what they're doing.
And I'm not just saying this out of, just because, me and Dad were sitting around and we can think of all these people. I mean, when I first started a Charger car, this was 2021, 2022. There's 20 cars a week. How many people we could think of? We thought of at least 10 or 12 that just aren't coming anymore.
Yeah.
I think they still have the race car. I think they still have the stuff.
I know.
They're just not coming to the racetrack anymore.
I'm with you on that.
And that's it. I'm not just saying this to say it. That's the real problem. The class is a shell
problem.
of what it used to be 2 or 3 years ago.
Huge problem. Huge. Well, like you said, 2 years ago, I remember there was 20. I remember one of the first races I run over at Florence myself. I think there was 20-some cars in it.
And the people just they're not coming anymore. But there's reasons why. Like we've been talking about.
So I feel like there's conversations to be had for the infield side of it, the racer side of it. All right, let's get to the stand side of it. I'm going to be quite honest. Track owners are not going to like me for this. A typical Saturday night race. We're not talking about Cars Tour coming around. We're not talking about some special race, whatever. A typical Saturday night race should never cost a fan, in my opinion, more than $10 a ticket. Like I said, they're going to be mad over that one. But we've seen in many tracks, this is many tracks, this is not singled to one track by no means. You go in them and there's, 50 to 75 fans that are religiously coming every week. and that's what's there. Well, man, at $20 to $25. I know a lot of these are cheaper for kids or under a certain age gets in free or something like that, and that's great. But it's hard for a family, say of four. Let's say a family of four with two kids that are 10, 11, 12 years old. You gonna tell them it's gonna cost them, $100 to get in somewhere? It's just,
Go watch a movie or do something.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's why you think, I don't say this demeaningly, but how many of the fans in the stands that are there are just older folks who've just been coming their whole life, and they're always going to come, but they're not going to be around forever. I'm not saying that, like I said, not demeaningly, but you got to have some younger people interested.
You do, and you got to be able to get them there. Like I said, big races. Okay, I get it. Yeah, you got a lot more payout. You got a lot more. Yeah, you got to charge more. I get that. Cars Tour race comes around. Yeah, for sure. It's going to cost more. But for a standard Saturday night race, but what I think this will do, in my opinion, I think you're going to go from, if you put it out there right, if you publicize it right, if you get the word out right and put it out there and you go market it at your local gas stations and grocery stores and stuff like that. You do all that right. And we got such powerful social media anymore. You market all that right, you're liable to go from 50, 75 fans and sitting in the seats to 300 to 400. So you've already made more money in the stands. On top, next, they're all going to go buy drinks. They're going to buy hot dogs, cheeseburgers, and everything. So you're going to make it back well and beyond. But if you could have a family of four sitting in the seats for $40, I think you'd get a lot of people there.
Yeah.
I think just like you talk, you want friends to come out and see you that know that you went to school with, and just other buddies of yours. And we all do. It's tough to get them out there. Hey, costs so much.
Hey, you want to come watch a race? Yeah, sure. By the way, that'll be $20, $25 to get in.
Yeah. It's easy to throw out $10 or so, or something like that. But when you get on, especially because everybody comes in at least a pair most of the time. A lot of people don't come by themselves. A lot of times, there's some that do. But you're talking on up into the hundreds of bucks to go watch a regular Saturday night race. So I think we could do something there. Also, I feel like, now this is kind of a crazy idea, but I'm going to go off Anderson. Anderson Speedway up there in Anderson, South Carolina. They will have all kind of crazy races up there.
Right.
They got the school bus races. They'll have the trailer races, just stupid stuff. I saw one the other night, and it was so funny because I sat there and I thought about this. And all of a sudden, I'm scrolling through, and it happened to be on Racing America's Facebook page. They had what they call a breakout class. And I literally thought about this. I was like, this would be cool to have at Florence Motor Speedway. Mr. Charlie Powell started the Cruiser Bruiser class back in the day. And it was just a run what you brung, but there was no rules either. And that meant he could red flag the race at any time, turn them around backwards, invert the field, whatever. It was fun, and it was fun to watch. But what happened is people just end up spending stupid money on a class that won $100 and just got cars that were faster and faster. You had street stock cars out there racing Cruiser Bruiser, and it just got ridiculous. Well, this breakout class I saw at this particular track, they had a set time of like 16.5. If you went under that, you got black flagged. You had to fall back one position and race your way back up there. But if you ever turn under that, you got black flagged again. Had to fall under that. If you got black flagged 3 times, you had to fall all the way to the tail of the field. And it was just fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, yes, racing is great to us racers. We will sit down and watch a race.
Right.
But to the casual fan, they want to see excitement. And yes, some races produce a lot of excitement, but a race with, especially right now, 6 or 7 cars, they're not producing excitement.
I agree.
And we can't. I'm not going to sit in the stands and just watch it. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you're about as diehard as they come when it comes to racing. I mean, if I'm not racing, I mean, I don't know. I might would go watch it in the stands, but to be honest, I mean,
I'm gonna go down in the pits most time just for the simple fact that I can go work on something and not even pay attention to anything
That's
else
what I'm
going on.
So,
I've looked at some night like, man, I couldn't sit there and watch that all night. That was boring.
oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, no doubt, especially with some of the races. I mean, and you could have 20 cars have a boring race, but
Oh yes, for
it's
sure.
less likely. I mean, there's going to be something happening throughout the field, and I'm not calling for wrecks or anything like that.
No,
but
no, just hard racing.
just yeah, I mean, stuff going on. I don't.
And we'll have Racing Jason on here in just a few, as always. But we'll talk about the difference because dirt tracks are filling up.
Right.
Why is it? I think it's personally because the racing looks exciting, and it is a lot of times. It is exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times that those tracks rubber up, as we've talked on here with him last couple of weeks, and things aren't as exciting. But for the most part, the racing is exciting at a dirt track.
Which I think it is, but I don't know. I don't think the racing is that much more exciting than asphalt compared to what you see in the stands, right? I feel like
Right.
Yeah, to some people it might be more exciting, but there's some dirt races that aren't. Every race isn't going to be awesome no matter what you're on, but I don't think it's empty stands to full stands. That's all the problem,
No, I don't think it is either.
And I feel like a lot of fans are just racing fans, right? They go to either and watch.
For sure.
So,
I mean,
but why are they all going to dirt, not asphalt, right? It's a question.
well, that's just like, let's say early in the year, speed weeks down in Daytona or Volusia, you can go there and I think it's $30, maybe $20, $30, but that gets you a seat in the stands and a pit pass.
Yeah.
Now the pits are outside the track, so it makes that a little easier. But people are like, heck yeah, I'll go spend $30 if I can go anywhere I want to. But also they got fair food out there. I mean, they're pulling it, they got a Ferris wheel for outside,
Which again, I think is the problems feeding off each other. I mean, it's also just comes down to there's probably more cars at the track. You go to a dirt race, then I don't know how Lakeview and Sumter's car counts have been, but I feel like they're probably better than 7 cars a class.
I know late model. We had Willie Milliken on here last week, and late models look pretty strong over at Lakeview.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. These problems are feeding off each other.
They are.
The cost to get the car to the track. It's causing them to have less cars at the track, which is causing there to be less fans in the stands.
100%.
It's, I don't know. Like I said, if there was a change, I wish that we knew would fix it. I'd like to know it, but something's got to change because I don't like the way it's heading, and it's heading downhill fast.
It is, and I'd love, in all honesty, I'd love to get some track owners or track promoters on here and let's talk it out. Let's debate it. Let's figure it out, because I promise you that's all we want to see. It's not us coming in here saying, hey, we want this cheaper. No, it's not. It's not that.
Just trying to make some ideas to how we could get people back to the racetrack.
Yeah, we got to get people back to the racetrack because we don't want it to die.
No.
We don't want.
And that's what I fear tremendously. I mean, how many tracks have been shut down? How many tracks that have done good that have been shut down because of development and stuff like that? And so, if the tracks are weak,
look at what Nashville's fighting up there right now. I mean, they're still going somehow, but they are fighting them.
I mean, Myrtle Beach got, priced out of the area, and it was probably the most successful track that I've personally seen on a week-to-week basis.
I mean, it was, and Steve and Brian too. I mean, saying that's what they were like. Oh, location's great. He's like, well, we had location. Fans still didn't show up a lot of times. Now, I think it's easier today because I think social media is more prominent and you can get that word out. But you just got to do stuff to really involve the fans, I think. And I thought about this the other day, and I'm like, let's have a tire changing competition or something on the front stretch.
And I think Dylan's kind of tried to do this.
They are.
Some fan races or like whatever, bike races and riding people around in race cars and stuff. But I mean, when there's 30 people in the stands, that's not that exciting. Right?
What I was getting at earlier though about like that class I was talking about, that bracket class or the cruiser bruiser, man, let's get fans involved in that too. Let's get cars out there, and I want these to be cars that you can. I think this will work for you, especially the Crown Vics. Now, there's so many of them. There's so many that can come build a car. It don't take much. Throw in they got pre-made roll cages that are fairly cheap for them. Good seat, and you got to wear safety gear. It's not going to cost you a ton of money.
Go have fun.
But like I said, let's get fans involved in this. Let's do I think, where is it? Is it Ace or something like that? The kids get water balloons.
Oh, yeah.
And throw at the class. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
You get you could pick a few fans and give them one black flag and just to throw a car to the back, and they got to do it at a certain time or something like that, and 3 fans can do it, and just I don't know, just stupid stuff. And you're right, Matt. Need Cletus out there with the Crown Vics. Yes, we need Cletus out there, but man, you can make it. And look what they're doing with that. I mean, yes, there's a lot of big names, but them boys are just having fun, and it makes for fun looking racing.
Even I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, they had the Banger class.
Yeah,
and it took off for a while, and there was some like Ron Barfield would have some that you could rent.
Yes.
And then
Lancaster did that for a while with the Crown Vics.
Well, then it got stupid. They caught people moving weight around and doing this and that. So I don't know. I mean, I think if you could just get a Banger, Cruiser Bruiser, Crown Vic class that you kept a tight hold on, say,
I said,
we're not playing around.
Well, do whatever you want to it, but if you go up under this time, they're basically set a lap time.
Yeah.
If you go up under 21 seconds at Florence, I'm just for instance,
right.
You're black flagged or something like that. So there's no use in spending stupid money. There's no use in wasting your time on this crazy setup. Nothing like that. Just go out there and race. A slow race, a lot of times, a really fun race.
It doesn't matter. They're kind of leaning on each other.
Exactly.
Just doing. I mean, it's cool. And I don't know. I mean,
but fans will love it,
right? And it's easy to sit here and say, I don't know what the insurance will be. I don't know what this and that.
I
will be.
get that,
but
I know that.
I don't think it's a track owner's not trying problem. I think they had a good thing going with driver intros last year. They had the nice inflatable and smoke machine. I thought that was cool. I don't know.
I think all that looks great. You just got to add on to it.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to get. I think you start. I know I'm just saying this or whatever, but I feel like you start getting fans and kids involved. I'm gonna tell you, and I think our asphalt tracks need to jump on it. There's a lot of dirt tracks doing the what do they call those little cars? It's the little
like the mini mods.
No. It's just little kids. They're doing the Radio Flyer little cars.
The
juice box class.
Okay.
The juice box. That's what they call it. The juice box class. And they go on the front stretch. They set up a few cones, and it's actual series. I mean, I say series. It is a points paid little class.
I've seen like some Power Wheels stuff too. They mess around with.
Exactly. We can have Power Wheel drag racing on the front stretch. You get kids involved, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get a lot of people in the seats because of you're going to get grandma and granddaddy and everybody else coming to watch. They get out there one time, they're like, that was fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
So,
and you get out there, you pick a favorite driver, and you just, that keeps them coming too. So I don't know, just watching older videos and stuff and seeing, full stands and people cheering and booing and this and that. I don't know. I would just like to get back to that one way or the other.
For sure. Well, real quick, let's go to some ads from our sponsors.
Are you ready to unleash the true potential of your ride? Tired of feeling held back? It's time to experience the Pro Fabrication difference. At Pro Fabrication, we don't just build headers and exhaust, we engineer performance. Crafted with precision from high-grade materials, our systems are designed for one thing: maximum power. Feel the instant increase in horsepower and torque. Hear the deep, aggressive rumble that turns heads. Our expertly designed headers optimize exhaust flow, while our performance exhaust systems deliver that signature sound that you crave. But it's not just about power and sound. Pro Fabrication means durability you can trust. Built to withstand the toughest conditions, our headers and exhaust are an investment in long-lasting performance. Whether you're hitting the track, conquering the trails, or just cruising the streets, Pro Fabrication gives you the edge. Experience smoother acceleration, improved field efficiency, and that unmistakable feeling of pure driving exhilaration. Don't settle for less. Upgrade to Pro Fabrication headers and exhaust today. Pro Fabrication headers and exhaust. Quality that wins. Tired of leaving performance on the table? Ready to dominate the track? For decades, Earl Ramey Racing Engines has been the secret weapon of champions. We don't just build engines. We craft precision engineered powerhouses designed for one thing: victory. From meticulous machining to expert assembly, every Earl Ramey engine is built with uncompromising quality and a passion for speed. We understand the demands of racing, and we deliver the reliability and raw power you need to cross the finish line first. Whether you're tearing up the asphalt or conquering the dirt, Earl Ramey Racing Engines provides the competitive edge you've been searching for. Don't just race, conquer. Contact Earl Ramey Racing Engines today and let us build your winning machine. Chicken Bone Alley is brought to you by SRI Performance. They are your one-stop shop for all things racing. Do you need performance parts? Look no further. They offer a wide range of high-performance parts for various types of racing, including stock car racing, dirt racing, and more. SRI Performance also has the most knowledgeable employees in the industry. If you're looking for that hard-to-find part, they've got it. And if you're wondering how to make it work on your car, they know it. Check them out online at www.sriperformance.com. And when you do, don't forget to use the promo code CBONE10. That's C as in chicken, BONE10, and get 10% off at checkout. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum is a full-line steel service center stocking thousands of sizes, shapes, grades, and types of metals and plastic. If you need it, they have it. And if not, they work fast to find what you need and get it to you. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum also has the ability to cut orders to your specifications as requested. Their dedicated team not only brings many years of experience to the table, but they are always ready and willing to lend a hand with anything you may need. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Your material needs are covered here.
All right, everybody. It is time for that segment of the night, and he's still taking notes over here. He has got his stuff ready to go. It is time for The Dirt with Racing Jason. What's up, man? Uh-oh. I don't think he hears us. Can he hear us? Are we unmuted? I guess we're not. Let's get attention here. Hold on. Is your volume up? This is great.
Hey, we just need him to look this way.
This is great. Let's see. Volume. Uh-oh. There we go. Let's text him. It's going to be a great segment of the show. Let's make sure I'm not muted. No, we're not muted here. We're good. Hey. Can you hear us now? How about now? Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I'm good now. I was taking notes, by the way, too.
We only been yelling at you about, 2 or 3 minutes. It's great.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy rainy Monday.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, that big orange ball came out the sky a minute ago.
I ain't seen that all day.
I forgot what it's called. It's been so long.
What's up, man?
Connor, nice
how you
shirt there,
been?
bud. You got taste.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
That's-
Woohoo, baby.
That's right.
We got to keep it on the wall back here. I mean, you ain't never even noticed, have you? See,
See, okay. All right. Good.
always.
Hey, you know the difference between a catfish and a Clemson cheerleader?
I could go many ways with this, but what is it?
One has whiskers and stinks, and there's a fish.
Oh, gotcha.
So what's been going on, man?
Oh, we just talking about the rising prices of racing, you know.
Man, I tell you what, son, you must have built that soapbox out of 2x6s or something. What the world you got going on?
And the bad thing is that literally just all came while we were sitting here. That didn't even that wasn't even pre-thought out.
So this wasn't even planned.
Nah, that's just off top of the head, off the cuff, as they say.
Well, Dave, really help. Do like Swainsboro. Have something for the children, like a little playground, or maybe get a bouncy house.
100%.
You gotta keep the kids. If the kids are happy, the parents are happy.
100%. What was I saw you? You were in on the comment section there as we were talking about it, and you kind of put some question marks by my $10. You didn't like my $10 idea?
Wow, $10. Are you gonna stay open? How you gonna keep the doors open?
Okay. Let me explain it to you.
Please do.
Okay. Regardless, if and I don't think dirt tracks are necessarily having the problem now. They're probably down on attendance, but they're not having a problem that asphalt tracks are having, because we can go to a track on many weekends, and this is not just centered to one track. This is pretty much every asphalt track. I've seen weekends that there's 20 or 30 people in the stands. So would you rather charge $20 a head to get it in the stands and there be 20 or 30 people, or be able to promote it and say, hey, $10 gets you in the gate and there be 300 people? Which one's going to make you more money?
The $10 with 20, 30 people.
I mean, if you get 20, 30 people at $10, then you got to promote your track better. I mean, that's the point there.
That's the number one key right there. Every track should have a Twitter page. Every track should at least have a Twitter page.
Every track should
Facebook,
have every
maybe
social media page.
Well, you know why I don't like Facebook, Dave? Because you get these people that group chat, whatever, and they start. All they do is on Facebook is blast. And on Twitter we don't do that.
Nah, I ain't gonna say it's that. I'm gonna tell you. To me, that's, you may not see it as much.
I don't.
But some of the stuff that I've posted, and I've posted them everywhere, we get people blasting on every side. I don't care which social media platform. But you gotta, you can't, dude. I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna use a reference that I used in church yesterday. It applies kind of to the same thing. Don't let your worry be louder than your worship.
That's, man.
There
that's
you go.
Deep, Dave.
You gotta.
That's deep.
You gotta silence them haters. You can't worry about stuff like that. And I'm gonna tell you, I'll be honest with you, and I do it on our page quite often. Somebody wants to put something negative, especially about a track or a driver, on our page. And I mean, if it's just a blatant, just stupid, if they want to say, hey, they were driving bad, whatever, okay, I'll let them have that opinion. If they want to come on there and just call names and talk trash about the track because their brother went there 10 years ago and he got drunk and got kicked out, I delete the comment because I don't have time for that.
Yeah, we're got the power. Yeah.
We're not.
Who does have time for that? I don't make time for that.
We're not. That's what I'm saying. We're not wasting time on negative like that.
No, not at all.
So that's why I say every track needs every form of social media. I don't care what you. There is no bad. Well, there can be some bad publicity, but as far as just advertising your track, there is no form of bad publicity between social media. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Agreed.
What's your thought? What we get as someone who's not a driver from you? Just and we're just saying track in general. We're not saying asphalt or dirt either way. What brings you to a track other than obviously the racing is going to be what the racing is? Obviously, we know that. What's going to get you in the seat of a track at track?
Well, the track reputation. Make sure it's a racy track, not look like we had last week. That's why I, decided not to go. So make sure your product is good. Number one. Number two, you gotta look at the outside the box. Is it family oriented? Is it fan friendly? Is it a racy racetrack? That's the principles. It's like, okay, I got Hump the Front coming up, not next weekend, but the weekend after that. Oh, 2.5 hours to Swainsboro? Sign me up. Let's go.
That's right.
Counter Clash coming to Cherokee, 5,000 during the day. Nah, I'm good. I'm straight. Yeah. So make sure your product is good, Dave, number one.
I get that. But how can you, okay. All right. Well, this is the problem we're having. Okay. Say even Hunt in the Front. You just talking about Cherokee and Hunt in the Front. Okay. Regardless, they're going to have, I don't know, 20 to 30 cars there.
Okay.
Right. Did they not?
28.
28. Okay. 20 to 30 cars. Yep. I was pretty much right in there.
Good job. Good job.
Okay. Our problem is right now on the asphalt side, and we were talking about this before, and there's other things other than how do you get fan engaged when we're only having 7 to 9 cars show up per class?
How many classes you run?
I think there was what, 6?
I was gonna say 6, yeah. So
you imagine 42 to 50 cars each night for 5 classes?
That's right.
Dave. Okay, all right. Let me ask you a couple of variables here. Okay, it's only May. A lot of guys getting the car still ready, or are they waiting for the summer months to kick in?
well, that's the problem. Summer months are usually the worst months, and we're not even there yet.
Oh wow! Oh, I was thinking fall football season. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
that does hurt too. But summertime, vacation,
Yeah.
July
And it's
4th,
just hot.
right?
A lot of people don't want to race when it's 110 degrees down here.
But usually you come out the gate strong at least, and that hasn't really been the case this year.
And the only reason we can come up with, and we're trying to figure it out, is just the prices of everything are just so high. That's what I was saying earlier. Like I was, from a racer side, I was looking for springs. I was looking for ratchet springs. And I was looking for coilover springs. The price of springs had doubled. Both of them had doubled. Actually, I think the ratchet springs had more than doubled. So I don't know. Somebody, Douglas Briggs, Charlie used to have little shows to help draw a crowd. Little nitro burning up a car in front. You're right. He did. Charlie Powell, and he would have a little demolition derby over there every once in a while. I remember one night.
okay, that's what I was considering. But some of those guys, the demo derby, they put some money in them cars, man. Have you noticed that?
There's one that comes here to the Florence Center every once in a while. It is a professional demo derby, and I mean there are teams that come down with that thing. I met some of them guys, and I talked to them, and we had something else going on that day, and I couldn't go. But they were wanting us over there to cover it, and I mean them dudes were serious.
They got the smokers coming out the hood.
Oh,
Man, they got some money in them cars, bro.
Yep.
I'm like, darn, I didn't know there was super late model racing and demo derby. It's crazy.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think you got to do something to make it exciting for the fans.
Yeah. Okay.
Trailer races, school bus races.
Okay. Boat races, trailer races,
Yep, that's
camper races.
Yep.
what they do? Used to do with Bakersfield every night. Used to come on Mav TV, Night of Destruction. Just have a Night of Destruction, figure eight races and all that good stuff.
That's right. That's right. And you have all that out there, but have an actual race. Say it be a Charger class race before that. So the people that come that don't typically come, hey, they do this every week.
Yeah, put on two, three classes, and after that, booyah, Night of Destruction.
That's I 100% agree with you. Obviously not every week, but maybe a couple times a year.
I say maybe 3 times a year.
Yeah.
3 times a year.
Oh,
people
it takes
love
a lot of cleanup from it and stuff like that, but it's well worth it, I think. Because I will tell you this. The last few years, they've had that monster truck show over at Florence Motor Speedway.
Right. People
and
come
that
out.
thing has sold out.
Yeah. Packed out.
Packed for monster trucks.
Not even Monster Jam, just like like a I know what a smaller monster truck.
Yeah.
We went. How many years ago was that? It was so cold and misty rain. You remember that?
For the monster trucks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 18, 17?
I think so. I remember it.
That's about the coldest I've ever been at a racetrack. I'm not kidding you.
People were there, wasn't they?
Well, you know
What's that?
I said, but a pile of people were there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
The big rig races used to draw
Big rig
a ton
races
of
were
people.
awesome.
That's
Ton of
another
people.
one. They were at Harris on dirt a couple weeks ago. You see that?
Yep, I did.
So have that.
I just think
I remember we went to Atlanta. We went to Atlanta back in the early 80s. Didn't even know they were in the card. They raced before the doggone Grand National race. We were like, wow.
And that's what I'm saying.
We did a free race.
That's what I think. Getting series there like that isn't going to cost the track nothing necessarily.
Mm-mm.
So
them guys will race anything. They're just happy to race.
Exactly. So we could go on about this for a long time, but we're going to try to keep it short tonight. So before we get too deep in the weeds here, what you got going on, man?
Hey, man, please tell me you watched February Saturday, or you were at the racetrack.
Well, we were at the racetrack till it started raining.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering if it was gonna get rained out. I was wondering about that.
Yep, we got rained out. Unfortunately.
How many races did you get under your belt?
Oh, there were none.
Oh, really? So y'all totally
Connor made
won.
it through 2 practices. I made it through 1.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
Then we sat around for, I don't know, what, hour and a half, 2 hours probably. And then they finally called it. So
you couldn't roll it in. You get the grader out there. Oh, sorry, I'm on surface. My bad.
well, let me tell you, Connor's got this down. Why didn't we get the track dry?
The dew point was matching the humidity or something. Well, number one reason was because it wouldn't start raining. But
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, thank you, Daryl Orchard, for that. What was it? The vortex?
Vortex, yeah.
Vortex.
I was
Yeah,
trying to keep the
that-
vortex out.
That did not work at Timmonsville or at Florence Motor Speedway week ago. That did not work. They were in the middle of the race and they just come up a monsoon all of a sudden.
Oh my
I know they did. As
God.
soon as the caution failed, that's when it happens. Maybe it was working.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Connor, Daryl Orchard. There you go. Y'all got something in common there. Huh?
Scary situation.
You're
Tell us
right.
all about Fairbury Falls out there. Tell us about it, man.
All
I
right.
saw some
Let
I
me
saw a
start
little bit of
with
highlights.
LaSalle is back. LaSalle was an absolute banger. Good way to go, LaSalle, Tony Izzo, and the rest of them. And then LaSalle is a total banger. Well, what can you say about February that I have not already said? I mean, that was just race of the year so far. Race of the year.
Give us some highlights from it.
B-Ship threw a slider in there, coming for the checker flag right for the JD, and JD got that high side rolling and just did a crossover. That was it. All she wrote. Goodbye.
That's good racing there.
Oh man, bro, Fairbury, it never disappoints. Never. I'll see you there in July. Yeah.
Hey, I got a question real quick. You just said B-Ship. That's why I want to and I saw this, and I actually saw it before I saw y'all trying to put out some news on Twitter, because I even liked that. Put a little heart on it. Everybody was putting a little hammer on there. And I already seen it before all that happened. You know where I saw it? Kyle.
No.
Me and Kyle are friends on Facebook. So
No, you with the hammer, Colin. Okay. Bruh.
he's a big old dude. He's a big boy.
Bruh. I wouldn't want to mess with him. I wouldn't want to mess with Kyle the Hammer. No, sir. No, sir. Are you mad at me? Okay, I can fix it. Don't worry about it.
He,
We're good. We're good. We're good.
How you think he did in that car jumping in for a weekend?
First time in the Super in what, over a year? I don't think he did too bad. You know,
Yeah.
it'd been good if he made the show, but
That's
you
right.
know, that is what that is. We still don't know how B-Ship's family car is. We still really don't know how that is,
Right.
but yeah. But I think the Hammer did good. Shoot yeah.
Yeah, man. Cool.
But the Rocket House car, 2 second place this week, man.
And I think it's good.
Figuring it out.
Well, I ain't disagreeing with you, but also Rocket House car would. I don't care what house car you got in with B-Ship at a bull ring. I think it's going to be up front.
Especially the Illinois bull rings too, right?
100%.
Not
correct.
just the bull ring, Illinois bull rings.
Yep. I'm with you.
But racing was great this week, man. And I will say this too. You know, the hats off to the national tours and working with Michael Rigsby to have off so these guys can, you know, have three nights of racing, but a flow night racing America, and then go Lucas Oil Racing the same week. Hats off to them.
For sure.
That was great.
For sure.
Stacked fields every night, over 40 cars. I mean, it was just a great week, Dave. Great week. Did you watch any of it this week?
I was not able to. We had to work on stuff and get ready and go to track, and then, you know, that Mother's Day thing. And
Okay. You know what? I'm going to give you a hall pass on that one. Bro. But Marshalltown tomorrow night, man, you got to watch Marshalltown.
I'll do it.
All right.
I'll do it.
That place is the gym too, bro. They already got haulers there, man. Somebody was riding by the speedway going home from work, man, and inboxed me on Twitter. Hey, there's already haulers there. I think it's practice night tonight, by the way.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Probably.
But that's going to be a banger tomorrow night, man. So Marshalltown's Marshalltown. It never disappoints.
Never.
Yep. All right, but I'll do this. JD had 2 wins this week. Pierce, RTJ, and Moran, the usual suspects.
What you think about JD putting it up there on some smaller tracks? You know, that's, to me, that's not what we're used to. I mean, don't get me wrong, he can win anywhere. I know that, obviously, but I'm so used to seeing JD up front, or Superman up front, when we come to, you know, some of the big places like the Eldoras or something like that.
Big half miles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What you think about him putting it up front at some smaller places like that?
Well, first win in February since 2015.
Yeah.
It was in the 6 car.
Yep.
I think he's figuring it out. He's figuring it out. Did you hear what he called it? I don't know what shock he's running, because he called the wrong shock at Victory Lane Saturday night. Did you hear that? That was kind of funny. Yeah. I want to thank Longhorn and Pisky shock. I mean, Bill Singleton. What you got under JD? What you got under the JD?
There ain't no telling what he got on there.
It came out the car, Dave, with a Bush Latte. How about that, bro?
He would.
But yeah, he's figuring it out, man. Yeah, JD on bull rings don't really sound too good, does it? You know, I don't have
It's
that
just not
ring.
normal. It's just not normal to me.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I know he can jump in the car and win anywhere. I mean, but, you know, we just used to seeing the I don't know, you seeing that smooth operator up front when it comes, and he is. I mean, I know, but I'm just saying, just you seeing him or either. I mean, RTJ is a good one on some small tracks too. He can wheel a car
Anywhere.
anywhere. And the Brandon Shepherds and the, you know, stuff like that. Anywhere. Exactly. But we not, you know, we don't see the Superman up front at these small tracks near as much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unless they all of a sudden put big money on the line, and all of a sudden he's up there. But
the Tibbs gives you another 20 horsepower at least.
Apparently so.
Or yeah. But yeah, you're right about that, man. JD on a damn little quarter mile. What? Wow. Winning? Wow. Okay.
it's crazy. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'll tell you who else had some good weeks this week, Dave. Ethan Dodson had a pretty good week this week.
Good deal.
Brian Shirley had a good week this week.
Not the squirrel.
And the other usual suspects too. You got your, your Dennis Erb Jr. Although mostly Illinois guys.
That's right.
They grew up. Yeah.
That's right. Well, that's to be expected. It's good.
Yeah.
Glad there was some awesome racing as expected for sure.
And RTJ Moran got into a little. Well, RTJ was already spun on top of 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And Moran did not see him till it was too late. And bam.
I saw that highlight there. I want to ask you something real quick. We went to touch on it last week, and then we had Willie come on, and we forgot to go back to it. The little moment between RTJ and Bobby Pierce. What's the thoughts on it? Especially moving forward since, and they.
Well, I mean, Pierce threw a slider and it kind of closed the door. I guess you could say he got turboed. Is that about right, Dave? Turboed? Is that a good term?
He got something. I mean, in my opinion, Bobby will throw a slider like that, and he's waiting for you to back off before he does. I mean,
he's mature the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, he doesn't do the bonsais like he used to.
No.
When he first came on the scene, Dave.
Oh yeah, he'd throw one in there and door you in a heartbeat.
Didn't care who cared. Yeah. So he's trying. Let me tell you something right now, bro. This ain't no lie. Before it's all said and done, Pierce gonna be on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh, I believe it. I believe he's one of the best wheelmen to do it now, especially in the modern age, I guess we'll say, of super late model racing. Now, I think if you just said starting in 2020 to now and on who would be some of the best, I think you got the usual suspect. I think you got the Jonathan Davenport. I think you got Bobby Pierce. I think you got, and this is just the last couple of years, obviously, the RTJs, but I think he's going to be right there too. I still think Overton can get it done.
Figuring it out too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's figuring it out too. I think he's got to get used to the Bill Steen shots because he's been running Penske about all his life. So I think he's started to get used to the Bill Steens.
Yeah, they'll get him on. They get him straight on that for sure. And it takes that takes a long time in the dirt world to get dialed into what you got. Them guys go so much off of field because I'm gonna tell you, I've been out there with them guys. I know you have, and you'll see a car go through the corner, a dirt car, asphalt car. You can tell what asphalt car is doing. You can look at it. That car's a little tight on entry. That car's loose.
Don't touch it.
Don't
touch it. If a super late model is tight, don't touch it.
That's right. But I'm just saying, a super late model, you can see them go in the corner. I mean, if it's just doing something crazy, but I'll hear them guys, and you look at that car, and it just went through the corner, and you're looking at it, it's like, hey, that looked pretty good. They're like, it needs this, that, and other. And I'm like, it needs to feel like this. I'm like, it looked pretty good to me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, Dave.
So,
what else you got, bro?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We got one of them weeks, and
y'all sound down. Y'all sound down, bro. Y'all need to pick up.
It's been dreary and rainy and just nasty, and we wanted to race. I wanted to race, and I'm just still confused by my car.
Are you really?
Everybody.
What'd you learn from your practice session this Saturday? What'd you learn?
It wasn't great. It wasn't great. We still got issues. Still got issues. So we throw in some more stuff at it.
Have you got it narrowed down what it could be?
It's in the rear end. It is in the rear end. You got a spare one I can throw in there?
Mine ain't big enough, bro. I'm sorry. Mine ain't gonna work. No.
So what your eyes on this week that you watching?
Oh, the World of Outlaws. Man, they're going to be on the big half miles this week, bro. Yeah, big tracks of man. Pennsylvania got some big tracks. Have you noticed
Big
that?
track, big track. We were talking about that the other week.
Road.
I told
Huh?
you this. We were talking about that the other week. I told you I think that Pennsylvania is like where the fast guys come from
Fast. You're right. Fast.
because they all on them big tracks up there.
half miles, man. It's crazy, ain't it?
Oh yeah. They especially like Williams Grove. I like Williams Grove, but Williams Grove's one of them tracks. It's just like let's drag race and let's just see who can sling it around this tight corner real quick.
It just turn left.
and let's drag race again.
Yeah. Like John Forsett.
I'm gonna tell you, have you ever tried iRacing much, Jason?
If I got one of them rigs, bro, I would lose my jobs. I wouldn't get no sleep.
I'll
be on that double thing 24/7.
You need one, but I'm gonna tell you that's a track I don't like in a super late model. You put me in a
Really, Williams Grove?
You put me in a street stock in it, I love it.
What's about the super late model you can't get a hold of on at Williams
I
Grove?
can get a hold of it. It's like I said, you drag race down the straightaway. And you just throw it in a corner. If you miss that corner just a little bit, you done killed your whole lap because you done messed up that whole straightaway and everything.
Oh, mighty man.
It's just
You know, Bedford's like that. Have you seen the scenery at these racetracks?
Some of them, I mean, but not all of them.
Man, Bedford is right in the middle of a valley. Now they did an aerial shot last year at this race coming up. Man, it is freaking unbelievable. You got a town over here, mountains all around, a highway running right through. On top of this ridge, there's a racetrack. It's picturesque. I was like, man, oh my God, I didn't know Pennsylvania was that beautiful.
No, there are parts. There are parts that are. There's parts that are not. Just let you know.
Yeah. It's true.
You gonna go run that?
No, I think we'll save our tail there.
Well, y'all going to? Are y'all racing at Because I know y'all flip flop. Y'all going to Dillon or Florence this weekend?
Actually, Florence has 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the ones that are racing essentially this first week, they switch classes, and those classes don't race, and the classes that didn't race, they race the second week. And Connor, because of his rain out, he's got 2 races.
I say we'll take this week off. We'll make it up next week.
Yep, they're going to race 2 races in one night to make up that 1 week. So.
Oh my God, I'm so confused. Okay. Oh my God. Okay.
It's not too hard. It's not too hard.
Okay.
There you go. Just take notes.
Yeah. There you go. That's all I do anyway.
All right, buddy. Well, good deal. Like I said, we're gonna make it short and sweet tonight, and but we sure appreciate you as always, brother. And y'all check out Racing Jason right here, but also on X. Check him out definitely on Tuesday nights. Ripping the Lip. They will have all the news from all the dirt, all the inside information that you need.
I do got eyeballs. Ooh.
What you got?
Oh, a team that you know. A team that you know will be going Hell Tour racing.
Oh, good deal.
Surprise driver. I would never have thought that.
Really?
Yeah. I'll text it to you.
Text
How about
it to
that?
you. Do that.
Okay.
Do that.
We're gonna be 10-2 this year. Write it down. 10-2. We're going to Atlanta.
10-2. I like it.
I hope so.
We got the Sellers Brothers team back up again. We got Florence, South Carolina's Sellers Brothers team back up.
You see that? Yes.
They'll be ready to go.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you,
10-2.
I'll be honest with you. In my opinion, from what I've seen, they have changed the culture of football up there. And I'm not talking about the Sellers. I'm talking about more of Beamer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
just an environment now. It's an environment.
They have fun doing it.
Yes. Yes.
And
they get serious and they have fun at the same time.
And they got a coach that's willing to go to bat for them, and he is also willing to, when it's his fault, he will gladly say it's his fault. He's not going to throw anybody under the bus, and them boys love to play for him.
Right. Ready for it.
Are we getting a new baseball coach?
The baseball and basketball team.
Oh, jeez.
Basketball will be all right. We got some players coming next year. Baseball, oh my bro. No, is this a race show? Bro,
Can somebody call
Don't get me
Tanner back
started.
and just put him just back on the baseball team?
We're giving up 3 touchdowns in baseball. A couple times.
We need an athletic director. Okay, athletic director.
Well, we got a new one. You think he's a problem?
I don't know, man.
I think he's got a. Well, this is.
I don't think he's got much to work with right
Well,
now.
this was a Ray Tanner hire.
Yeah, this was a Tanner hire here, so
We'll see.
we got to see what he's gonna hire to come in and replace. We shall see. It was, I don't know. That was kind of
That wasn't a very good decision.
a athletic director.
Well, I'm talking about just hiring a coach that was that old.
Ray Tanner made no good decisions other than Shane Beamer, in my opinion, as
That's
athletic
it.
director. And I don't think he made that decision.
He must not.
I don't either. I don't either. I don't either, man. I don't either. So, but I don't.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we better get off of this, man. I
All
don't
right.
wanna feel me-
We
Yeah.
appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
like
man.
I said, everybody go check out Racing Jason tomorrow night, Tuesday night on Ripping the Lip there on X. So we will see you later, brother.
Y'all be good, man. Have a good week.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Later.
Later. All right, everybody, Racing Jason there. But we'll throw out real quick. If you are in this game of racing, you need that marketing help. Go to marketwithmpm.com, www.marketwithmpm.com. Let Tanya set you on the path to there's so many avenues that you have to lead yourself down and lead it, but you need help doing it, whether it be the social media side, whether it be the advertising side, whether it be the sponsor side. You got to know somebody that knows what the deal is, and there's none better than MPM Marketing, so go check her out. Also, Dixie Made right here in Florence, South Carolina. Dixie Made. If you're coming this way, heading down 95 is not far. It's right down the road from Buc-ee's. Everybody knows where Buc-ee's is here in Florence. You know, our new stop. Just down the road, only a couple minutes from Buc-ee's. So y'all come on over to Dixie Made, and they got all the brands that you will like. Our buddy Derek McGrew Jr. was in here, and he's like, "Man, I hate it's this late. I want to go to Dixie Made." And they're from New York, and he loves that store.
Oh wow!
So I'm like, sweet. So they know all the stuff. He's like, dude, they got everything you want. So they do, from head to toe, got all the cool brands. And remember, the price you see on the shelf is the price you pay at the register. That is tax included already. So no surprises there. So come on down to Dixie Made and tell them we sent you over there. All right. So I guess we had some truck racing there on Friday night. Was it Friday night?
Saturday
That
night.
was Saturday night. That was Saturday
I didn't
night.
even know what was going on. And
We had ARCA on Friday night. I wanted to touch on that because our buddy Butterbean, Brandon Queen, picked him up another win there at Kansas. So congratulations to him. I texted him the other day, and I was like, I probably should get him on the show. But then it was Mother's Day yesterday, and didn't bother nobody. I was like, I ain't texting anybody this late. So congratulations to him. Carson Hocevar wins truck race with the bird flying out the window to Lane Riggs. Did you see that?
I saw that clip. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was watching Bowman Gray Saturday night.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, and I didn't even know the truck race was on, and then I
Yeah.
saw that come across my feed. I was like, wow, that was something.
Did you see the last lap?
Yeah, that's what I saw the last lap.
I'm gonna tell you, that was
Well,
some people were talking jump about it. I mean, I'm like,
that's just hard racing.
the last lap.
That's
I
the
mean,
same.
it looked like to me Lane just lost the nose of the truck.
It's pretty cool. They both got sideways. They both saved
Yeah.
it. And-
Still finished 1-2.
right.
I mean, now if they'd have wrecked, that'd have been bad.
Yeah.
That'd have been bad. But being that they didn't wreck, they just slid it sideways, brushed the wall, and kept on trucking. That was pretty cool to me. And I don't know. Is that a bad look for Hocevar, you think? Or is it just
Yeah,
one
in
of
a
them
way.
things?
I don't think it matters a whole lot, but yeah, I don't know why he did it. I mean,
Well, my thing is,
Hocevar's kind of an aggressive driver anyway, which I mean that's fine, but you know,
Well, and I guess that's the thing is, I think a lot of people look at it as like, well, he's a Cup guy coming down anyway, and then you go and shoot bird at the man that's trying to win the race, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, that seems like a little much to me, but Hocevar is very. I'll tell you something funny that happened, and me and our buddy Derek Griffith talked about this one time. Derek had a race, and I can't remember where it was right now. They raced a lot together. Him and Carson did. Raced a lot against each other in super late models. And Derek was leading the race and doing good, really good. Well, they had some restarts. And Carson just doored him on a restart big time, put him in the wall. And Derek drops back quite a few spots. Carson ended up falling back too. I think somebody kind of put him in the wall. Derek, after the race, he texted, or I called him, and he was like, I know you probably didn't see it, did you? I was like, what you talking about? He's like, I come up, I just went to try to door him. He said, but obviously fender was kind of stuck out or something off his car. He said, well, it caught mine. It ripped the entire nose off Carson's car. Just ripped the whole thing off. He was like, I thought it was great. I was like, that's awesome. But it ended up, he was upset, but I mean, he wasn't like terribly mad about it. But he ended up driving that car when Carson was hurt with his leg for them. So that was funny. But that's just how he's always been. He's super aggressive, super. But we're used to I don't know. Let's go with your guy, Kyle Busch. He's always been super aggressive, a little bit hot-headed at times, but he had the record to back it up.
Right.
Does Hocevar have the record to back that up yet?
Probably not yet.
I don't think he does.
And I think he's a good driver. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, I think he's a heck of a driver.
Yeah.
I think the equipment that he's in right now isn't showing how talented he is personally. So I don't know. I don't think it's a great look. I don't think it hurt, but I mean, it's.
I think it was kind of reactionary.
It was.
But I don't know. I mean,
just wasn't needed when you're winning. When you
I'd
won
say when
the race,
when you're coming to the checker flag to win,
I'd have pulled like a SVG or something. Just did a burnout beside him, done donuts around him or something, just for the fun of it. I don't know. So, all right. Well, we moved on to racing on Mother's Day Sunday, which I really wish they quit doing again. I don't care. I didn't like it when it was at Darlington for sure, and I still don't like it. I don't like it at Kansas personally. I mean, I guess I'm just a little old school that way.
I think the stands reflected that.
Stands did reflect that for sure. Kind of a pretty dominating race.
Yeah, I mean, not much to say. Larson just put it on him.
And dude, I was sitting there watching the times. He was like, he'd check out so far, and you could see it in the time where he backed off. If anybody pulled in to him just a little bit, he'd speed back up.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's when you got a good car. And that's fine. All fine, well, and good. And I don't care what style of car we've went through, what generation. There's always, every once in a while, somebody dominates the race.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. What did you think about the racing otherwise in general, though? I feel like...
I would say okay. Just kind of...
Dude, I'm going to tell you, real quick, before you get in your explanation, I feel like intermediate tracks were the good side of this new car. I feel like they're falling away, too.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I still think it's the best the new car has, but I agree. I mean... It's definitely not what it was. I mean, It used to be Kansas, Charlotte, and some of those tracks that were just awesome. They could go. Racing was really good, and I don't think it was terrible. I think there was some passing through the field. I mean, obviously, when somebody dominates, it's going to be kind of uneventful. But I do think it's not what it used to be. No, I just don't. I don't know. It seemed like they had to just get all they could get on restart, and you saw they had 4 or 5 cautions there.
That's right.
Because everybody's just trying to be super aggressive because it's going to be hard to do much after the restart. So, but I agree. even they say when he still's got his fastball, but I don't think the next gen even has his fastball anymore.
I don't think it does either. One thing that kind of happened during it that I don't know any backstory behind. Allmendinger kind of calling out ECR.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw they blew up, but I don't know what.
I mean, it blew up.
Motors
Have you just seen a bunch of ECR?
Not really. You've seen a lot of Toyotas blowing up.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen much of that I've seen. But so yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a meeting there because I think Colleague is kind of on property now, aren't they?
Are they? I don't know.
I don't know. I know they're in with Childress pretty tight now. So I don't know. Apparently they're not liking something there. Kyle Busch got spun out there on a restart and ended up stuck.
Yeah.
But that was probably the quickest I seen them get somebody out the grass.
Yeah, I was listening to that part on the radio as I was going over to my grandparents for Mother's Day, and it was the way they described it. The truck kind of came up and gave him a push, and
That's
he was
all
back
it did.
going. Yeah, only
Just
lost
bumped him
all
and kept on going. I'm like, why haven't we been doing this? You see a car with flat tires, bump them.
Yeah.
You get them going, they'll go.
So that was good. I don't know. That seems to be. I think I saw that. That was like the fourth time in the last 5 Kansas races. Kyle's like been spinning out down the back straightaway at
Dude,
one
I'm
point.
telling you. He can't catch a break.
I know, but again, that was just harking back to. It seemed like everybody just had to go like crazy on restarts.
Yeah.
Get all you can get.
Chase Elliott had a car up front there for a while and had a horrible
Pit stop.
stop. I'm gonna tell you, some of them diehard Chase Elliott fans are calling for the crew chief's head.
Yeah. He really hadn't done a whole lot in a while either.
He hasn't. He hasn't won a race in.
It was Texas last year.
Yeah, Texas last year. That's
I
right.
remember they were talking about it last week.
So he's going a year essentially without winning a race. But you can never count Hendrick out.
No.
I mean, that's the thing, is I don't care which car you're in, you can never count them out. Every car at some point yesterday was running good.
Even Bowman was fast in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. I think these cars are so close together.
They give you off a
And
little.
And when we say a little, I mean like a couple hundredths of a second is all that is. So I don't know. That's pretty. It's crazy, but it's just not what we're used to seeing out of Chase Elliott for sure. I feel like he can still get it done, but it's just, I don't know. It just don't seem like it's there right now. It's not clicking for him right now. He's not as bad as, let's say, like the Brad Keselowski's, man. He can't catch a break either. He finally has a race, look like he's running pretty decent, and cuts the right front tire or blows it. I think they said they were trying some low air pressures, and it was working, but it killed the tire apparently. So he ate it in the wall. Trying to think who else. I'm gonna tell you another team that real quick that I'm not. I heard somebody saying 2311 guys just seem to kind of fall off, and I agree, they have. I think there's a reason. I personally think we all know these cars, every car out there is pushed to the absolute limit. And there's a lot of these cars, when they go through tech the first time, may not make it. They go through their second time, fix that,
Yeah. Well, it's like crew chief's main responsibility to get the car through tech.
That's right.
It's not.
That's right. I think NASCAR
And they're cracking down
is
on
cracking down on 2311 a little extra.
Because even Tyler
probably.
Reddick, Tyler Reddick used to be usually really good at Kansas.
Yes.
But he wouldn't.
Both.
Corey Heim ran pretty good, but that's
Yeah, he finished 13th.
But that's not. Yeah.
So I mean that's decent, but I feel like NASCAR might be really.
You would think, because I mean,
They got them playing.
it don't
inside
take a
their-
lot, right? What they threw Logano out or Priest out Talladega because he had 2 washers on the spoiler instead of 1 or something like that.
And the bad thing is I can run that at every track except Talladega.
Right. But that's the thing. I mean, they're always trying to find little stuff. So I mean, it wouldn't. I guess we don't have any proof to say that, but I mean, it wouldn't.
No.
I mean, they have definitely taken a step back even though Gibbs hasn't really,
Exactly. That's my point. That's my thought. Exactly. They're typically getting the same stuff Gibbs got. Why have they all of a sudden fell off? It's the only thing I can figure. Yeah, like you said, nothing to prove it. Let's see. Other than that, RFK had a fairly good day.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Penske's probably close to the top of the pile.
Got to be. Logano was up there a good bit again yesterday.
He looked like he was coming.
Usually up there.
I think Larson just had such a dominant car and getting good starts. Now, the one time Larson fell back, it killed his car.
Oh, yeah.
He knew he had to get out front, and he made some good starts to get out.
Oh, yeah. I think if Logano could have got him on that last restart, it would have been tough. I think Larson might have been able to wear him down, but it wouldn't have been. Clean airs was huge, it looked like. And I don't know. It seems like you get behind somebody, you just can't go.
Yeah.
But anyway, Larson didn't get behind anybody. He took care of them.
That's right.
I saw they said he's going to be racing, 6 days in a row?
That's
between
insane.
NASCAR, IndyCar, and the high limit series or whatever.
That's crazy.
That is insane.
Crazy. So, all right. Well, I guess we got some racing. What's this week? Is this week All-Star? No.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is
All-Star.
because
Cars Tour
right.
Friday night at North Wilkesboro. Looking forward to watching that for sure.
Be on Fox Sports 1.
It will be.
Cool.
I saw it. Eric Brennan's going to be in the booth along with Dale Jr. and Kevin Harvick.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good broadcast and good show for sure. I think the track is getting better. I don't think it's going to be great, but I think the track's getting better.
Yeah, it's getting there.
That new asphalt. I'm gonna tell you, them guys did not want to pave that track, but it had to
be done. Yeah, especially if you're gonna get Cup cars there. I mean, I guess they got it on old asphalt, but it had to be redone.
It did. You were there. I was there. And I went and walked out on it. It had to be done. Oh, yeah. There was no getting around that. So that'll be a good deal. Like Robert, what's going on, man? Yep. See you at Florence. I'll probably. There's a possibility I'll be over there. Good possibility. I don't know. Depends on if we figure out something with mine and go practice. May spend a day practicing. I have to put another 20 gallons of fuel in. So all-star race, crazy format. Like we need any more gimmicks. I don't know. What you think?
Yep, I don't know. I'm ready to race again.
We're going to have to hold off one more week. Then you'll get
Then we get 2. Yep, right. So, we'll see here.
Be wore out.
Yeah.
It'll all of a sudden be 100 degrees that day.
It probably will, yeah.
That's always how that works, ain't it?
Probably will.
All right. Well, also, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, want to thank our good friends over at Fresh Chef in the heart of the Race City area, as we like to call it. Make sure to head over to Fresh Chef. Find some of them daily food and drink specials that they got. Man, that is some good food. So if you're up around anywhere in that there's one not far, I can promise you, from North Wilkesboro. So if you're even in that area, come on down, find a Fresh Chef. You'll enjoy it. But anyway, guys, well, I think we've been long enough.
Yep.
So it's good to have Connor back in here. So you done with school for this
for a little while.
For a little while.
And I got some more starting up here for too long.
You going to summer classes?
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Yep, got to do it.
Got you there. When's that start back up for
next week.
Next week?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. He gonna knock it out. He gonna knock it out. And that puts you with a full year next year still.
Yeah, but then I'll be done with that part of it.
Yeah, I got you. going anymore after that?
We'll figure it out when we get there.
He said depends how much he likes it in. Oh, good deal. Well, I hope everybody out there, all you mothers out there, had a great Mother's Day. Yeah, for sure. That was we had a packed day. I had to grill whole lot of food. I had to grill hot dogs and hamburgers and all that stuff, and then we come over and chilled out with my mom and dad for a while. And
Good deal.
how about your mom? Did she have a good Mother's Day?
Oh, yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. All right, everybody. Well, go support your local racetrack. We'll be, like I said, Florence Motor Speedway in our area this weekend. If you're not there, head over to North Wilkesboro. Watch some Cars Tour racing. That'll be a good one. Or either the All-Star stuff. And I think trucks will be up there as well, I believe.
Good deal.
So, anyway, plenty of good racing around. Y'all go check it out. Whether it be asphalt, dirt, don't matter. Just go check out some racing. You'll love it. All right, guys. We sure appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight, and we will see y'all next week.
Later.
All righty, people. Well, we appreciate y'all, and we're going to catch you next week. Jump off here. Y'all have a good one.